Let's get high, let's get drunk. Pour more Henny in my cup. I just came to show love. I like how your booty cup. My name's Foodie, what is yours? I just be cool, how I be cool. Groove like a G groove. Watch how my feet move. Ay, my heart stop when I seen you. Ay, my stomach drop when I seen you. Ay, can we fall in love again? We not out enough. We got more love again. Rain goes away and pain heals. And Band-Aid solutions ain't gonna cut it. I can't dance, but I can fuck good. When I talk crazy, make you blush good. Now I ain't that pressed to touch. I'm trying to gain your trust. I wanna earn your love. Now I can't dance, but I can fuck good. When I talk crazy, make you blush good. Now I ain't that pressed to touch. I wanna gain your trust. I wanna earn your love. Baby, you hot your sizzle. I ain't take long to shoot my shot, don't dribble. Swoop be talking and smooth talk and giggle. I ain't gon' lie, I've been sipping a little, but when I sober up, I wanna see what you into. Your favorite color and your favorite item on the menu. And if you smoke, come inside, I got a little endo. And all my old swoodies is assed out like Lizzo, right?
Uptown nigga, GKFM, 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 I say my presence is hectic, my flow is absurd, I'm like a spiritual healer, they get possessed by the word. Bullets hit your soul like we Centauri is a shooter. Black on black medallion riding through the streets to loot. The fat blunt's crucial, keep the vibes all mutual, baby. Shit, I only like it so it ain't nothing to lose ya. I don't want confusion, double lock is what I'm used to. Gutter ass nigga, music gutter than a bitch too. Jewelers stay in Toontown, so my chains they started talking. Lean by the faucet, weed and a perkin. I don't fuck with Xanax, Xanax got me overworking. And I been in the streets before that boost mobile chirp. Nigga, price too high, I work. Richard come and spin a vert. With me, she ain't got no skirt. On a set, she tryna work. With me, higher than a nigga that ain't never got no work. Listen, said she had a lick, wrote the script, paper permission. Yeah, I be on that other shit. Fuck your crew, fuck your life, fuck your bitch. Yeah, I be on that other shit.
Powered by
What it do, man?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Man, not a whole lot, man. We just here for episode 44 of the Unanimous Table Talk Podcast. Oh, yeah, man. You already know. I see you got the Reds gear on today.
Yeah, man.
I know Tokin gonna pull up on us in about 15. He had to run an errand, so, we'll give him some time to get in here.
Sir.
But how's your Saturday going, man?
It's good, man. It's good, man.
Okay.
Feeling good, man. Thankful, blessed. I've been reflecting a lot lately.
Got you.
So, man, just glad to be here, breathing. Just excited, man.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Same with me. The weather's getting real nice. Weather's beautiful today. Looking beautiful for the rest of the week. Man, look like we might have a nice opening day, man. It got me contemplating wanting to holla at them ticket prices, man. They be crazy, but I'm thinking about it. I'm like, damn. Well, at least get down there.
Yeah, I was going to say get down there.
Are they doing a parade this year?
I haven't really heard one way or another.
I haven't even thought about that.
Me neither.
And we missed it last year, which sucked.
Barely.
You know what I mean? But I think they could figure out a way to do it.
People gonna be down there.
Yeah,
clowning.
they're gonna be down there
Regardless
anyway.
Of what they do, it's
Oh, yeah.
Reds Day in Cincinnati.
And in that new news about the open carry,
the open carry, you
not
talking
open
about
carry,
the drink.
open. You know what I mean?
Open container. For
So you
many,
already know.
Yep. So there's an ordinance downtown.
Yeah,
you can
I mean, it's people are already doing it. When Reds do opening day, usually that whole block is blocked off, and people can still do it. The only thing was once you went out of the barricade, the police or someone there told you, "Hey, you got to throw your beer or whatever away." Now that doesn't even exist. You could walk within that,
the whole thing,
perimeter. You could walk anywhere. There's a nice little park there, all that, So it's gonna be interesting to see what they got going on there.
It'll be cool, man, because I know, like, for All-Star Weekend that was here, just with all the bars, the different restaurants there, just how much cooler it would have been if you could just
for sure,
free
man.
for all that.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I drink wherever, so
it don't matter, but
now
it's about time. They should have been done this stuff, So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Today though, we got a few topics we're gonna get into. I'm sure you've seen a couple of them. Big news with LeBron. Kind of got overlooked a little bit, just I don't know, just with the quick week, I guess, and NFL free agency kind of got overlooked a little bit, which I think is very important. This specific deal that LeBron made. Then we have some news from the NCAA tournament. Not only like the games, but there was something very, very, very important and interesting that went on prior to the game starting. That a college athlete, women's college athlete, basketball athlete, kind of shed some light on, which is it's like, come on, man, it's 2021 and this is still going on. So I think it's very important that we touch on it. The NCAA is backtracking a little bit now. Just seen them. They released a statement, but it's like, too late. Damage is already done.
Yeah.
So
saw the evidence.
We'll talk about that. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't know if you got to watch it.
I have
yesterday.
not yet. I have not yet. So that's on my to-do list this weekend.
We won't spoil nothing, but I'll tell you kind of how I feel about it.
I'm looking forward to that.
Definitely a little bit longer than all the other shows that we've had on Disney Plus. So
and my guy's in it. So.
Oh yeah, you already know, man. He all over the place, man. You gonna like it though. We'll talk about it though.
Nice.
But let's get into this first topic, man. And it has to do with LeBron James and the Pepsi deal he just signed. He's no longer with Coca-Cola doing the Sprite, so he leaves Coca-Cola for Pepsi, and he'll be the new face of Mountain Dew. They're promoting a new Mountain Dew energy drink called Mountain Dew Rise. I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm sure my wife does because she works for Pepsi.
Right.
She never told me. You see how close, tight it is, because if I would have knew LeBron James was going to Pepsi a couple weeks ago, I would have broke the news. But,
right.
Hey, she's doing her job. Bless her. So, what do you think about this, man? LeBron's been with Pepsi he's been with Sprite for so long, doing all the Sprite commercials. I mean, his Sprite commercials are legendary.
Yep, a lot of them comical.
Yeah, going back to the old ones, man, with the I can't even remember. He's got so many damn commercials, but how do you feel, man, this switch up? I mean,
it's obviously two monumental companies. I don't know what all it entails, right? So I don't know what all was in it for LeBron. Obviously, there's some endorsement. But man, it's a big change. It's a big change. I wonder if there was any type of weirdo stuff that kind of went into the decision making, or if it was all money. You know what I mean? Was it kind of purpose driven, and was LeBron seeking out to do something else with Coca-Cola, or was it just hey, we got a couple more dollars for you to come over here and rock this new thing out? So anxious to see what else they say about it and where it goes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think there's something behind all this. I can't remember what type of structured deal it is. I don't even know if it all came out. So I just think about all the news with LeBron that kind of happened in this past week. I don't know if you also seen he owns part of who is he on? The Red Sox.
Yep.
He just got
Fenway Investment Group or
Yeah.
whatever they're called.
Mhm.
Yep.
So now he's a partial owner of the Boston Red Sox,
Which is sweet.
So it's like, wow,
I think there was a couple of
money,
other people involved in
Mhm.
that as well that were kind of like, I think there was a woman, like a female WNBA player or
Okay.
someone else involved. That kind of was like not as big as LeBron, obviously, but
Right.
they included some people
Mhm.
for inclusion reasons
right,
into this deal, which, obviously LeBron buying into a baseball team, stuff like that, or a baseball franchise. So that's cool, man.
Mhm.
There was also some stuff. I don't know if you saw all of the. I saw some backlash towards LeBron for the Asian. There was some Asian injustice or something recently happened. I think there was a guy that was beat up or something. So I don't know exactly what all's been happening. Some hate crime stuff.
Yeah, well, I don't know if do you know about what happened in Atlanta though, right?
Not exactly.
So there was 8 Asians killed
By
this white guy at a massage parlor.
Okay, so that
I think he was going from massage parlor to massage parlor.
for sure. So I do. Okay. So yes.
Yeah, that was going on. I don't know how that translates to what LeBron has going on because of what. Now, do you remember what LeBron kind of said / did when they had that issue with China, with the protests and stuff? And he said, "It's not really anything I want to get into."
Mm-hmm.
When they said he's, one of the forefront guys for social justice. So
Right.
I think some people that had it out against him used that against him. And there were some people that were upset, but we all know what type of guy LeBron
For
is.
sure.
So.
Well, no, I think what people were saying that I saw specifically on that piece was, if you're going to be a advocate for Black justice, then you should be able to speak for Asian justice or whatever else. And again, it's his choice to whatever he wants to
Absolutely.
do. But I think people think they expect too much because of his influence, right?
Mhm.
The other thing I saw was Stephen A. Smith yesterday talking about.
Oh, I think Robbie's calling in. I told that man to text me before he did so, but so be it.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, we'll get him in here. Give me 1 second. Let me try to find him. Told that man to text me before he did that.
Sick with it, right?
buddy.
Just lawless, Robbie.
Yeah,
Doing anything.
he don't care.
Hey, man, let me stop, bro. I've been putting in this work in the field, man.
Hold on, let me see.
Man, has anybody ever told you like Jadakiss?
No, but I welcome it.
Man, Kiss
Dude's
is a
great.
legend. I love Kiss.
Dude is great. Styles, man. Gotta shout out the Locks, man.
So
Real talk.
we
This
got
is random shit.
we got him in here now. But
Sure.
I'll let you keep going on kind of what you're saying because
Okay.
I'm gonna piggyback off that a little bit here in a
Well,
second.
I saw Stephen A. Smith talking about how LeBron needed to advocate more for the vaccine, the COVID vaccine.
Right.
And I guess LeBron I haven't seen anything personally, but I think he's voiced his opinion that he's not in any rush to take it, or he might be all the way against it. I don't know, but I thought it was kind of outlandish for Stephen A. Smith. Obviously, that's his angle on everything, but like for you to call somebody out because you think that it's that important. He was like, I'm gonna go get one today. Thousands of people are dying and Black people are. It's like, I get it, man, but LeBron again does not have to say or do whatever the popular belief is. Like he's still open to his own individual journey in life. So man, that guy getting a lot of heat for just random stuff that's like, really? Just because I'm me, I gotta speak on this stuff. So I feel for the man.
But that's my thing too, man.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, one second. This is what I was getting at earlier, is that they're using this against him when it shouldn't have no type of shouldn't even be structured that way from the jump. First of all, in the beginning, this was pretty much about just the injustice of Asians. So the problem is this shit has been split. And they're always going to do this to people. They're always going to do this to, people of color and just anybody that wants to see the right thing done. The first thing they try to do is split you up, man. And that's literally what's happened. We're at a point now where you got people complaining that someone's not doing enough or someone didn't speak up this time.
Right.
When all they've ever done in the past is speak up. So the one time they don't say something or maybe they don't feel comfortable saying something, it's an attack on their whole life's work.
Right.
So someone like LeBron, it's sometimes I mean, honestly, this one really didn't make any sense. The other thing I want to say real quick is now there's a lot of people saying, why are we saying stop? Because like there was a trending thing on Twitter and it was like stop Asian hate. I think I can't remember specifically what it was.
Yeah, it was stop Asian hate.
Yeah, it was something like that. And there were some people that were upset because I don't know, man. Like they're like people like we aren't allowed to be upset about.
That's what I was gonna get into, man. Asian, like people are gonna be mad at anything that anyone does, especially when you at that level.
But there's even people of color that are like upset. That's kind of weird, man. That's throwing me off. You know what I mean?
I can't get them no light because it's like at the same time when we go through our shit and you can't even talk about the past tense. We still go through it. Ain't never been a point when we don't go through it. It's kind of hypocritical. It's not even kind of. It's very hypocritical to look at this situation and just kind of have any type of ill will towards it. It's like, bro, how many weeks have we been hearing about Asians in the West Coast getting like beat up and older Asians getting just attacked out at random like recently?
You want to know the response they give you? You want to know the response? And it's not like I don't disagree with them because some of the things they're saying is true. Not about how Asians are being mistreated, but they'll say this, and it's kind of sickening that they even say this, but they'll be like, do you realize what they were doing to Africans in China? Now, I don't know if you guys know what they were doing to native Africans in China that lived there during this pandemic. They didn't give them a place to stay, putting them out a whole lot of places. They weren't getting the same treatment that the rest of China and people in Asia were getting. So, they use that as an excuse for them not caring as much about what's going on in the United States with the Asians here. And I just don't think I just don't think that's what, this is all about. Personally,
man,
but go ahead.
It's not, and this is the thing. Like with that situation, it's like, okay, yeah, we can go back to what the country of China's doing. Like if we want to just be stupid, if we want to just roll back, we want to just go ahead and say, oh, wherever homeland you're from, this is what we need to blame you for. We can't take it out on them. Let's just take it out on y'all.
But that's the thing. I don't think the people here aren't blaming the people that are being hurt here. They're just saying, why should we care? Shit. Why should we care because of what's going on here versus what your people slash people that look like you did over here?
And that's the biggest problem.
That's the problem.
That's the biggest problem we have here in the United States is that. And let me go back just a step real quick. I have heard from numerous sources that Asians are very prejudiced towards blacks in general.
Yep.
I have heard that.
You're hitting it right on the nail, man.
I've not experienced, but I've heard that. They, blacks in their country, rather you are a tourist, you live there, you're a teacher, whatever it is, they'll treat you terribly. You get lower class.
I hear the same over here in lower income areas.
For sure.
I hear the same thing.
Bro, I actually have a lot of input because I have a cousin who's currently in China teaching.
Right.
And although yes, it's like not a normal thing to see black people, it's not like they out there. It really is a thing divided by province, man. Like if you depending on what area you're in, you might never see no type of issue. It's just like America. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like you have people out there. We're all being told a certain narrative, especially black folk, and with the whole just our relations with Asians in general, not just Chinese, but just Asians in general. We can't compare those things and say, oh, when they were doing this or whenever they were doing that, bro. These are regular civilians. Like once you're over here in America, now that's not to say that every person from Asia in America is an American citizen. But bro, first off, most people come to America to avoid that type of stuff in the first place. You feel me?
Yeah, but the thing is that they don't understand is, hey, when you come over here, none of that shit is gone. It might be to a lower extent, but it's still here. They saying they're escaping that to not have to deal with it here. It's still happening. I'll give you a prime example, man. We were doing we were doing these like type of podcast with these soccer athletes, man. I talked to this one guy. He's from, black guy, man. Went over to Europe, bro.
Yeah.
And the way he spent it there is, they got pulled over by a cop. He's in a nice car. He's an athlete. He plays professional soccer in England, or in Europe, because I don't know if it was England. But he says, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? Give him that run around. He says, "Oh, I'm so and so. I play with, the club here." Skirt off. Tried that same shit here, and almost got himself killed trying to get out the car. Got pulled over by a cop here. Said, I play for FC, this, that. Thinking that, it's not going to be bad here. Motherfucker, it's twice as bad here when it comes to racism, no matter who you are.
Right.
So
no, I'm not saying that they're like trying to avoid that type of prejudice or whatever that they might be going through. What I'm saying is, man, every culture has their own things, and it's only right to support those when they're going through it. Like, people, I'm not trying to say what you're saying is wrong. What I'm saying is that mindset that people have is wrong. Like, you can't look at these.
That was the second part of what I was going to say just a second ago. So the problem we have here as a country is that we actually have an opportunity, regardless of skin tone, race, ethnicity, gender, wherever you're from, to just treat everybody equal. Like, our government allows us to be mixed and integrated and functional. Other countries are communist, where you do exactly what the government says, or they're ran by the militia groups that aren't the government, because the government can't control the gang violence. So we're in a country.
To say that we don't have our own issues as America.
No, we have issues, but our issues are way different than other places, right? So this isn't a country where the local gang runs the county, right? We're not afraid of the Bloods and Crips in a way to where we're like, well, I better not go outside because, Toki over there about to come over here and squash it. Like, that ain't. But in Brazil, like, they're not afraid of the cops. The cops are afraid of the gang type of thing, right? So we're in a country where it's like, let's just treat our brother or sister with the way we want to be treated. Like, the golden rule exists here. However, we get caught up on white people owe us reparations because of slavery back in the day, or Asians beat up some Africans in Asia, so F what's happening to them here, right? Bump all that. What was your last experience with an Asian motherfucker?
Bro,
they did my nails. They treated me with respect. Whatever it might have been. Go off of that. Don't go off of what happened a million years ago.
Some do, though, because they talk about how they deal with racism here.
It's acquired
with
Asians.
Acquired,
man. It's learned. It's learned.
I'm not saying that I have an issue with it. I'm just saying there's two sides to the coin, brother. Each person has an excuse that null and voids the other. The problem is, no one should be going into a fucking massage parlor and killing anybody because of how they look. Regardless of what ethnicity they are. And I mean that as far as a person of color. A person of color is a person of color. That's how people got to look at it at the end of the day.
Well, the shooting in Walmart a couple years ago was a targeted Hispanic attack. The guy wanted to kill Mexicans.
Well, did you hear what the police said afterwards?
What?
So they said that it was him having a bad day. That's what the guy said. He said he had a bad day, and he was going after the people that were he was sexually attracted to, and that he did
Mexican men.
No, Asian, because there was an Asian man.
You're talking about the guy, the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was, said he was attracted to Asian women, and that there was like something to do with sex workers and all that. He tried to flip it on it, not being Asian. But how do you not flip it on them not being Asian when they're all Asian?
Right.
You went to two places where there was just Asians. You could have went to any massage parlor.
Right.
They let him spend that, bro. Well, I mean, ain't no question what the fuck going on, bro.
Yeah, he's done.
But what I was gonna say, man, is like, I'm out, and I don't want to speak on my experience as if it's everyone's experience, but bro, I'm out here. Once again, it goes back to me being out here in the West, being out here in Vegas. Bro, I'm surrounded by Asians. You feel me? Like, literally everywhere I go, it's just you either Asian, Mexican, or black, bro.
I mean, you out west, brother. That's what it is out there.
It's a lot different, bro. It's like it goes kind of into just the liberal. I ain't gonna say liberal because it has nothing to do with which side you're on, but the acceptance and just the people and how they have to work with each other and everything. It's a lot different out here, bro. So there ain't no room for that. My feelings towards this is like, bro, I don't give a fuck what your prejudice is or whatever your reasoning is. We are regular people. Now, back in Cincy, it's a little different. You know, we all kind of stick to our groups.
Well, it's geographical. It's definitely geographical. But let me give you an example.
Back home.
When I went on a cruise to the Bahamas about 3-4 years ago, I met some of the crew members on the boat. Like, the first thing I recognized when I got there is, like, they were white, they were African, they were white, they were black, they were Hispanic. Like, everybody was different. There was no, like, I didn't see, like, 9 white people in a row. It was different. Yeah. So I got to talking to the one dude, and he's like, yeah, I'm from Norway. You know, everybody here on the boat's, like, from different countries, and we just come and work for Carnival for the summer, and they go back home. My point is, they eat, sleep, and shit on the boat all together because everybody wants to get paid and travel and do whatever they do. Nobody there is worried about dude being from Nigeria, dude being from Russia, oh, girl don't speak English. They was just all like, man, we on this boat together
and you shouldn't.
For 3 months. But why? That can be done anywhere.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like, nobody on the boat's like, well, I ain't going to get my money. Don't pay me no check because, bro, 10 years ago killed one of my,
Yeah, man. It's like the whole infighting over that shit.
So,
this is more social. This is more social internet than it is in-person type of shit. Most of this shit is from people complaining on the internet that why are we saying stop Asian hate? Because everybody on the internet wants to argue about anything. Even when it's something that's positive, is stop Asian hate.
Yep. Well, I'm going to go back to the bottom line.
Black lives matter, bro.
All life.
Yeah,
all
but
life matters.
But
life.
Exactly. That's the same.
Life.
But that's the same thing. The
breathing,
all life matters shit.
Oxygen.
That's the same as some of these people saying, why are we saying stop Asian hate?
Yeah, man.
It's the same shit. And it's some people that are like, I would never think I would hear that from. I'm like, dude, why is it bad that we say this? And it's because people are like, well, it should be on white supremacy more than it should be on stop Asian hate. I agree. But at the same time, I'm still going to say stop Asian hate.
Let me drop some numbers real quick, though. Let me drop some numbers.
Let's not tit for tat shit like this.
That's what it is.
Let me drop some numbers real quick for the people listening to this and that are kind of real extreme left or right on this stuff. The United States of America is 76 to 78% Caucasian, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. There's about 12 to 13. There's about 12 to 13% African American, and 7% of them are behind bars. So that only leaves 6% of us actually out here in the field. There's a couple of other little bit of ethnicity here and there, small percentages. But my point is, when it comes to a white person doing something, so rather it be a white cop shooting somebody black, a white guy shooting up an Asian thing, a white guy shooting up a Mexican thing, based on just sheer numbers, if anybody's going to have a bad day and shoot some shit up, it's going to be a white male.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just like as many as 6%, which is about half of our damn entire popularities locked up, there are still more white men locked up behind bars than black. That's a fact. Just because there's more white people here in America. It's the same way as if you go to another country. There's more Mexicans in Mexico locked up than black people. Now, there are black people locked up there. But so my point is, but I'm going to take it one step deeper, and I'm going to let you get it, Robbie. Let's go to the NFL and the NBA because we're talking about coaches being blackballed nowadays, right? Mm-hmm. There's 32 teams in the NFL. Back on ratio alone, there's only room for, let's just say, I mean, if it's 76 to 13% white to black, there's only enough room by ratio for 4 black coaches anyway. So out of those 32 teams, 76% of them mugs gonna have a white coach. It's just a numbers thing. So now I do get it. There are times where it's like, well, he didn't get an interview. He should have.
Right.
Yes, that shit happens. Or I just seen some stuff with Milwaukee's Bucks coach where they had the assistant coach didn't even get an interim game. Mm-hmm. They hired a guy so fast that he just stayed the assistant coach. And people were like, damn, he couldn't even get you didn't have to hire him, but he didn't get an interview. He didn't get a conversation. He didn't even get a game. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, just temporarily tonight, man, you sit in this chair.
Right.
But aside from all the political stuff, numbers alone don't allow us. So I'll give you one more example. When Barack Obama won his presidency, if 100% of 13% of black people voted for him, that still wouldn't have been enough for him to win the election. White people had to vote for him to become the president twice.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear the whole, well, black people never supported, or white people had to vote for him to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
13%
doesn't change the dial enough. That's why our representation at every level, and I know I'm going crazy right now, but our representation at every level, home ownership, our buying power, we have the largest buying power. Think about that. We are 13%, but we outbuy and outspend the 76%.
Yeah.
White people have more money, but they're saving it.
Yeah, they're investing it.
They're building it. We're outspending that. We're outspending it. But we're the lowest percent of home ownership, or assets, or wealth and portfolios. So that's the stuff I'm talking about. Is if we want differences, it's not going to be in how many people can vote or how many people can rally. It's going to be how many people are now senators and then try to go into a political office, or even at the local level. How many people buy more homes, own more cars, put money away, start IRAs and 401ks. Mm-hmm. Like, that is the stuff that we have to do to move the dial.
But where does that start, though? A lot of that starts young. A lot of that is taught.
Starts in the house.
You know what I mean?
See, we've gotten so far away from that.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's the thing too. If you have no knowledge on something, how are you going to teach somebody?
Yeah, but I say that's
well, that goes back.
You can't just thrust an adult into that type of situation.
No, and I get that.
That's kind of the thing I'm dealing with right now. It doesn't happen
overnight.
Like,
yeah, but I don't think we trust each other enough as a people. I don't think we trust each other as a people. I'm sorry, but I don't think we trust each other as a people to allow another brother to tell us what's better, because this is where it stops. A guy like me goes and says, "Hey man, let me tell you something, bruh. Let me holler at you about your finances." Oh nigga, you think you motherfucking all right? Bet I ain't about to fight you over the shit, but I get it all the time. Yeah. Now you all light skinned, man. You think you you ain't gotta take it. You ain't gotta take the knowledge, but when this Bitcoin blow up or whatever it turns into, I don't want to hear it. Yeah.
So but that's been instilled in the community for so long.
So we have to start way down here. Go ahead, Rob.
What I was gonna say was essentially kind of piggybacking off what you were saying. With me being at the age I am right now, like I'm 26, right?
Yep.
I'm just now getting all this shit figured out.
Right.
Yes, we need to start, passing this knowledge on to one another. But some things like this, like the entire way that this country is built, shouldn't be taught to you in your adulthood, man. Like a lot of this shit needs to be commonplace in your schools, especially just the way we see how schools are set up.
That goes back to what Marcus was saying, though. If a majority of the people running these things are white, how can you expect that to happen?
All this shit goes into it. But at the same time, you got to look at it like this, man. I'm not ever going to say that we don't have the ability to do such. And like what you were saying with us not trusting one another, man. Like, we're a damaged society, bro. Let's just call it what it is, man. We're a damaged society, but by no mistake. Like, it was always supposed to be this way for us. This was never a question. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna bring it all the way back to the support for the Asian thing, man. As much shit as we done been through in this country, as much things as we go through in this country, bro, we need to always be able to support the next man. With us and everything, like, okay, so much we can say is the white man's fault. And don't get me wrong, it is. Because what I was going to chime in when you was talking about the incarceration thing is people tend to think it's only like 2 or 3 crimes. Like, people think that there are only 2 or 3 crimes that can put you behind bars. We actually lead in homicides by percent. Like, percentage-wise, we lead by homicides. But in almost every single other category, every single one, like, I'm not making this shit up, and it's been this way for probably as long as you can. If you can look up the FBI documents, as long as there are ones, it's been this way. You know what I'm saying? All this different shit. So what I'm getting to is, bro, we got to be supportive of one another.
Yes.
This shit's not going to change. Yes. It's not going to change overnight.
Nope.
Us as black folks should never, and when I say never, bro, we should never be on the side of, oh, these oppressed people are being oppressed. Oh, fuck it. Nah, they'd be all right.
And bro. It's like people are fighting for oppression.
Yeah,
Like, nigga, I don't want to be I'm worse off than you are.
Yeah,
I want to be able to say we're
that's
both
that crab
fine.
in the bucket mentality, and that's
that crab in a bucket.
Hey,
shit. Like,
and I'll tell y'all what. I'm glad y'all brought that up. Now, when we talk about the majority of the white folks and how they run the game and make the rules because it's their shit, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you were saying.
Yeah.
They will allow us to raise up a couple leaders. They'll bring a Oprah up. They'll bring a Barack Obama up. They'll let Jay cut a deal, stuff like that. But what it does is it makes us envy each other because there's not enough of it, right? So you see, so I'm happy that Jay, went ahead but now I either want to envy Jay, BJ, or I want to figure out a way to dismantle him because I'm pissed.
Yeah. You want to know another side that's fucked up about that too? They also make it seem like that's the limit. They also make it seem like these Oprahs, these
those
Jay-Z's,
are the heroes,
these,
right?
And that's the only way to get it too.
Athletes, you can only be a hooper or a rapper or something like that.
Drug dealer turn rapper type shit.
Yeah. Right.
I'll tell y'all this one real quick thing. This past year was the most people of color, mainly black people, that have turned millionaire ever. Mm-hmm. The most ever. We're talking about
our
just
generation.
Now.
It's because of our generation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because we starting to figure things out. We learning different methods. We got more hands on these devices.
And bro, and I'm gonna say this too, and I honestly think it's because we're now more into the mindset of taking shit into our own hands and realizing the abilities that we do have and what we're able to do. Because back in even in the early 2000s, bro, like with especially with all these new ways to get money, we weren't even remotely at the beginning of the line when it came to getting your reparations off of this shit, getting your shit off. We weren't there. Yep. Now, we are the first ones in line on everything, bro. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's a new hustle, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I think that's a huge point because there's no more excuses.
Yeah.
There's no more excuses. Like, 20 years ago, our parents could have been like, oh, well, I couldn't do this because of that. And it might have made sense. Now, man, you can go get a driver's license, get you a car, find you a job, save you some money, invest, do some research, have a computer.
COVID was an equalizer for a lot of people, man. Like it really was an equalizer.
It'll tell you what century you're living in.
It balanced a lot of that shit because there were a lot of people who it's been a pandemic from the very beginning, and it's a lot of people who have lost their jobs, have been up in arms, and went to go, storm the Capitol building. It's a lot of different shit going on, bro.
Yeah,
momentum shifts, all types of shit. You feel me? So we are at a point where it's almost like a black renaissance. It's kind of fucked up just the timing, but if you look, who's having the most fun during the pandemic? Who's doing the most with every single just bit of content that there's been out there and just been able to make it some form of entertainment, bro? Who's been on top of every single thing there's been able to be on top of? Even music, because
we're talking about creators, man. We're talking about the people that were entertaining this country and the world for a very long time.
Absolutely.
Anywhere you go, who's the entertainers? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But everywhere you go, who's the doctors, the entertainers,
the first blacks are coming back.
You know what I mean?
Bro.
The people, the essential workers,
right?
The essential people that are really doing the grit work. And I don't mean when I mean essential, I don't even mean nurses and shit like that.
Right.
I mean the janitors and the shit like that had to clean up your shit.
Bagger,
you know what I mean? The janitors inside the hospital.
All that.
You know what I mean? I think about there's only one real group I think about. I mean, that's one is women.
Yeah.
Which we're going to talk about here in a second. And then two is people of color, just off the rip.
Yep.
Some of this shit is mind-boggling to me just because of, again, the year we're in and what we're still dealing with, man. That's my main issue I have with the whole lot of this is it's like sometimes it feels like it's never going to change.
Yep.
Hey, man, but look, being black, bro, it's always going to be that perseverance in us, bro. That's the thing.
Yeah,
but it's crazy that it still has to
be
that way.
But we have to turn the corner, man. This has got to be a paradigm shift. So, like I told you, the numbers alone do not allow us to play the numbers game. Mm-hmm. So we have to figure out what the strategy is to become united as a people and to grow and become equal as a people. So
just gotta create
healthy and wealthy, bro. Because I'll tell you this right now, bro.
Killing ourselves.
Literally with this pandemic. We like to say who's, entertaining people the most.
DoorDash
who's
killing
us.
us.
Who's the people that are we're putting a danger to ourselves the most? yeah, there's white people in there. There's some that aren't wearing masks and this and that, but there's black people too, brother.
It's a part of
You
that
go
mind
down,
power.
you go down to Atlanta. Nobody's got a mask on, man.
Florida.
Nobody's doing anything, man. Like it's still there's still problems, you know what I mean? And now who we got who's not wanting to take the vaccine? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And yes, there's a history, there's a past of, people of color and being
Genetic
tested
mutations,
on
so
all that.
all
Yes,
kind
I
of
understand,
stuff.
but now we have to move forward. You don't know, you forgive, but you never forget, obviously. But you got to some people need to take this, you know what I mean? And that's another problem.
I will say this, bro. I will say this. It is going to take a long time before us as black people don't feel attacked. I'll say that. I'll say that one part just to. I gotta be honest with myself. It's gonna be a while before I honestly feel like I'm, as a black person, not under attack. You know
what do you mean specifically by
when
that?
I say I'm talking about the mentality. Like, just as quick as I'm having a good day being black, bro, I can go outside, drive 5 seconds, a cop see me bobbing my head a little too hard, and
well, yeah, I understand that.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's kind of a blanket statement, but it's gonna take a while before we truly do feel like, fuck y'all, we ain't even worried about y'all no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, just as much as they've made the effect to be this much of a problem in our lives and be this much of an issue, even though we are getting on to, bigger, better things and no longer worrying about the shit that they had in store for us, it is going to take a while for that distrust and just that feeling of just always being potentially made a victim, you know what I'm saying, out.
But you know what? And I agree with all that, but I also think that whole victim thing is another learned, percepted mentality.
Yeah, for sure.
And we've got to get out of
Yeah.
that, man. Look, I'm going to tell everybody watching this, listening right now, stand up and be who the hell you want to be. Be the thing. If you have a dream, stop sleeping and dreaming and wake up and be the thing. Just do it.
Yeah.
I'm
Just
a rapper
do it.
now.
No,
rap
you
now.
are a rapper now with 6 albums. I mean, it's literally like, let's get
I'm a
it.
7 on the way.
I mean,
there's not a better time
Just
than right now to
getting
do
it
what you want to
in.
do.
I mean, and again, none of us are perfect. We have those rough days and we have those times where it gets tough. But man, stop waiting on something.
Yeah, bro.
Bump these stimulus checks. Like, don't get me wrong, these stimulus checks were well needed. Some people was really struggling.
Put that shit in your savings
But stop
if you can,
it, man.
bro.
I don't want to know your
just
shit
spend it.
deposited. I don't want to know what you bought or where you're going. Put it away. Make it work.
Motherfuckers taking whole ass trips.
Look, like we're celebrating it too much. Again, we should have been getting it.
But I'll tell you this though, some people are celebrating it. A lot of people should have been getting these regardless of if there was a pandemic or not. If you want me to be 100% honest with you.
You know how,
because you don't think black people would be celebrating if they got their reparation check? Nigga, I know I would. I'd be telling motherfuckers, what? I just got my $50,000 reparation check, which is still too low.
For sure.
But at the same time, people got to realize, like, when black folk think of wealth, when they think of money, man, they get excited because it's something they don't normally see. Yeah, there's a lot of people, too, that get excited, but guess what? They all have that one thing in common. They don't get money like that.
What is the thing?
When someone drops,
$1,400 ain't wealth. I'm going to tell you that right now.
It ain't, but it's a start.
It does. No, it does feel good. Well, it's a start, but $1,400 ain't really $1,400.
Because I tell you right now, I dropped $1,400 on you right now. You going to grab it?
No, yeah.
You gonna take it?
That,
you know what I mean?
You can flip 1400.
But what I'm saying is,
the legal way too.
But what I'm saying is being able to take 1,400 off the table and put it into 10 bands is different. When you got 1,400, it's like that's the only 1,400 I got.
But that goes back to what you were saying.
From.
That goes back to what you were saying, though, when you're talking about investing.
Right.
People have to be taught.
Right.
They have to be taught.
Right.
If they're not taught, then yes, when they see 1,400, that's all they see is 1,400.
Well, when you say
they don't
taught,
see 20,000. They don't see 40,000.
Right.
Some do, but they only see it in the sense of flipping and in a sense of might not necessarily be legal.
No. What they see is I just got off Instagram and I saw a Nike ad that said buy these shoes. I saw a LeBron endorsement on the LeBron 18s or whatever it was. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You talk about teaching or learning.
What's marketed towards a certain
we
crowd.
so sucked into this stuff that it's like, well, man, as soon as I get that stimmy, I'm going to buy this. But you ain't had no money in months. And the first thing you gonna buy some shoes. I seen somebody.
Same thing with taxes, brother. The same shit happens every year. That's what I'm saying. Regardless of what's going on, exactly. But this goes on regardless if there's a pandemic or not. Like, there's people getting $8,000-$10,000 back. Where someone like me gave me $10,000 a year.
What we gonna do? We be out
man. You wouldn't even hear from me after the first year of me getting it back. I wouldn't be able to get $10,000 back another year. But because they know they could give those type of people that money and nothing's gonna change, they'll keep on doing it.
And we vote for these Democrats. That's what they doing to us.
You know what I mean?
They keep us reliant on the food stamp, the welfare, these big income taxes. We don't rise.
Because I guarantee you, the first time people will start flipping whole income tax checks and not spending, they're gonna change something in the government and all that.
But I think that's where we're at now. We got so much stimulus and income tax money around the same time. Some people were able to actually put some money up
somewhere, no doubt.
Put some money up.
But I guarantee you, those bigger corps, they're gonna be right down on Capitol Hill talking about you shouldn't be giving people this, and that for this. Because they're not spending it here anyway. They went and opened up their own shoe brand. They went and opened up their own clothing brand type of ordeal.
I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. But I will say, man,
they will.
It's, once again, one of them things that go back to the mentality of this country, capitalism and all that shit, bro. We got to start showing each other how to get bread. Like, put it in layman, like, put it in simple-ass terms. I'm talking about get bread for dummies,
but you want to know why they would do that shit, bro? A prime example is what happened with the GameStop stock. Mm-hmm. What happened? They stopped letting people buy the shit. They stopped letting people sell it. The people up top, the people that were doing that shit, they even went to Capitol Hill, and they ruled in favor of Robinhood, the CEO, and the not the shareholders, but you know what I'm talking about. They favored in front of them. Not the people that are trying to get rich or trying to become wealthy. The people at the bottom, us, we're included in that. They cut them off. As soon as they seen that what they were doing and how they were trying to make money, they said, no, we gotta keep the gap.
But see, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's the other thing that's fucked up about the old whites compared to the new whites. So, like, the new whites don't really care about this racism shit. Like, they just be creating apps every day just to find more and more ways to get on money. Like, I just found out this new app called Griffin.
Well, the guy that's the owner of Robinhood's white. He's kind of a new white. He's middle-aged white guy. And he's still separating the gap. He's not old.
Trust me, I'm not saying they're all. It all varies. Every person varies. But most old whites, you know what you're getting. Young whites, okay. But I just found this new app called Griffin, bro. It literally, every time you swipe your card, bro, you have the option to buy $1 in the stock or what the fuck you want. Bro, there's going to be one of these young millennial motherfuckers who makes an app to get rid of all this bullshit we talk about, bro. I'm not worried about the government because the government's been fighting one entity for as long as we can know, and they just still can't get a handle on it.
White people,
That's technology, bro.
There's still 80-year-old senators and representatives.
Nancy Pelosi,
Mitch McConnell, zombie ass. Yeah, bro. It's real talk.
They're everywhere.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. They keep going. You see, they keep going back and forth with these tech companies, bro, because the tech companies keep moving the fucking goalposts and changing the whole way of everything.
They want to make money.
No, they do. That's why Robinhood's guys become popular. Like, Robinhood, you talk about him wanting to keep the gap, right?
Yeah.
So when he had to go and talk in front of the big dogs, he had to keep the gap. However, I don't know if he was on a moral play or what, because the way the GameStop squeeze was set up, it was really unusual how it was pushed by social media. Like, you shouldn't. The reason it went to Capitol Hill is because they were talking about how the influence went to the gain of something that quickly. Like, no company should be able to like move the dial that much based on like social.
But
like,
that's
some people,
what
laws
they've been doing. That's what those shareholders have been.
Absolutely,
that's what they've been doing for years.
For sure.
So when the people underneath start doing that shit,
social media wasn't as big back then.
No,
right?
It wasn't.
Now it's bigger to where because Robinhood
But those
was
guys
invented,
back in the day were having steak dinners at 5-star restaurants and talking about
the
shit that they're talking about now on Reddit.
For sure.
Younger people.
For sure.
You know what I mean? That's what I mean.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Millennials gonna find a way, bro.
Right.
Every trip.
And that's why Robinhood is important, because
never hold against them, man.
Robinhood was created to give the smaller investor a chance to even have it. Like back in the day, if you didn't have like a $25,000 buy-in to Charles Schwab or something, you couldn't buy no stocks. You had to buy an advisor. 100 shares at a time, stuff like that. Now you can go in and buy as little as $1, a fractional share on Robinhood, and it gives you the chance to grow a little bit, right? So it's appreciative and appreciated, but he still had to go in there and do what it's always been.
Yeah, and that's what I say. At the end of the day, he doesn't have the people's best interest. He has himself and the people that are above him that are making money.
He showed his
he's
hand.
He's made a ridiculous amount of money. This guy has made a ridiculous amount of money.
I didn't know this and found this out about a month ago that Jack Dorsey, who founded Twitter, also owns Square, which is Cash App.
Mm-hmm.
So, he seems like one of the good billionaires, though. I ain't gonna lie.
I like Jack Dorsey, but listen to where I'm going with that. This is what Drew just said. This man, as a Twitter guy, he was on trial and went to certain things, and he gets questioned all the time. I mean, every day I read something about Russia wants this and Twitter, and India wants that, and he has China regulation. So this guy stays in court over Twitter, right? Twitter continues to grow. I think from longevity standpoint, it's not the biggest anymore, but it's held on the longest.
It's not going nowhere.
It's not, and it's only getting better, and they're trying to compete. But my point is,
shit on it like Facebook would.
Not only included in the social influence, is he's also behind the money. I know a ton of people who use Cash App, Square for these small businesses and stuff. What other ethnicities using it all? Blacks. We using Cash App because nobody gets a damn bank account. We using Square because you got a little boutique and you want somebody to swipe their card or whatever on you. So I mean, I'm just saying, man, think about this stuff.
Have you heard it's deeper than the record label coming too? Cash App Records is coming, bro. No, I'm not even joking. Like, this is a real thing. Like, Jack Dorsey.
The title shit.
Yeah, bro, because he's trying to get into the whole streaming game, man. And he sponsors enough of these podcasts and shit to where it's a very doable thing. And a lot of them fuck with him to the point where they will jump ship in a heartbeat if he got the right setup, bro.
He bought majority of that. We gonna see, man. We done win. I feel like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Sam. What's his name in this bad boy? We out here clowning.
We get to it. Well, this kind of brings us to our next topic. It's all revolved around the same. So I'll just get into it. And it has to do with what happened in. Let's see if we can get it. I don't know if we transfer it over. If not, then I'll just have to do it from here. But what was going on with the NCAA in Indianapolis right now, and it's with pretty much the NCAA facing backlash over the disparity between the women's and the men's weight rooms ahead of March Madness, which March Madness has already started. But I don't know if you guys were paying attention to any of this or if you've seen any of this, but the way these weight rooms were looking, brother, oh man, they're gonna have an issue. I mean,
is that the women's?
Yeah, that's it. Man, look, I think this is hilarious.
This is so fucked up. I'm sorry. What?
That's hilarious.
Fam, hold on. First off, dog, why can't we use the same gym? Well, why can't we use the gym with? I know it's a gym in the vicinity with shit in it. Outside of this little weak ass rack they got right here.
Well, check this out. Check this out. Now, you seen that as the women's? I'm about to show you the men's. Check this out.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
And it's even bigger. It's wide. It's crazy wide.
Hey,
it's
crazy
wide.
About to just start cutting niggas in their jugular, bro. It's over. Like, it's about to get to a point where you can't even be mad at them, bro.
That's hilarious.
Oh, they're not.
Is just ridiculous.
And I wish I had the video to show you because the girl from the University of Oregon is the one that exposed this. But I'll go back to the women's picture real quick, and we'll just kind of break this down a little bit. So this was not only the weight room, but this was the food too, brother. I don't know if I even posted the food pictures. Like, man, there was long tables worth of food for the men's. Women's, it was just bullshit, bro. And this is my problem. I don't understand. Like, we're in a day and age where it is about women's rights, equality. And you as the NCAA, you already looked at a certain way for not paying players. Now you look even more dumb by doing this. I mean, brother, it goes beyond this. It goes beyond food. there was like all the merchandise the kids were supposed to get, man. They gave the girls a weak ass water bottle, a small little towel, one towel, and that was about it. And the boys, man, there was water bottles, towels, there was shoes, book bags, all that. You know what I mean? So much shit that they get to take home after they're done. And I'm just like, we're really doing this?
This is what it is. It's all a business.
Crazy,
it's all
this
a
is
business.
embarrassing.
It's all a business, and it's all about money.
And that's what some people are arguing. They're saying that. They're saying, well, the women's basketball doesn't bring in that much money.
Nope. And that's
I think that's bullshit, though, because the women's tournament doesn't bring in as much as the boys, but it doesn't bring in the amount that they're showing.
Yeah,
I was just going to say that I feel like
really. I'll be honest. That's the only time I watch women's basketball is the NCAA tournament.
Right.
I feel like women's collegiate basketball gets more eyes than actual WNBA basketball.
It does.
So this is fucking wild to me.
But
that's crazy.
So I've actually been in on some meetings with University of Cincinnati's athletic team, their athletic department, the head AD, and it's been broken down to me very simply. At the beginning of every year, we do a budget.
Oh yeah, you're allowed
like any other company.
Absolutely.
And
You're right.
And they say, okay, it's going to be basketball. It's going to be 44%. Then football is going to be 38%. And then over here we've got volleyball, tennis, cross country, track. I mean,
soccer,
all these other little bitty ass baseball, all these other little sports that they're going to be like, man, that crowd is going to come. They're going to pay $10 a ticket, and there's going to be 12 people in the stands, or it's going to be. Because there's people like that donate to, the football team every year, millions of dollars, not just like alumni and stuff, like literally donate $1 million. I'm never going to come to a game, but I love
absolutely.
I'm an alumni or alumnus with enough. I work for somewhere in Japan now, and I'm just going to donate $1 million to the football program. So then what happens is when they go to the tournament and shit, they get these long ass tables full of food. They get the big ass workout facility and all that good stuff. The women don't. So they get the crap treatment.
Here's the problem,
I
though.
believe the equality should be there.
Yeah.
But even in the WNBA, they got to travel themselves.
Yeah.
They're flying commercial planes to games.
I hear you, but this is the NCAA tournament. This is sponsored by the NCAA. This isn't sponsored by a single team. This is for all the players, and it's perfect. It's perfect that you bring that up because guess what? There's number 16 seeds that don't get nowhere near the same amount of money as a big school like Ohio State, Michigan, and they get the same weight room. They get the same weight room, and they probably didn't even spend as much as Ohio State's women's basketball team.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And they still got a better place to work out and shit like that. I wish I could have showed y'all the video because she showed the wide because this is what was the excuse that the NCAA was giving out. They said there wasn't enough room for a practice court and to have the weight room. She showed the whole spot. She showed the men's, and it was like, bro, it was nothing but weight room. She went to the women's practice court, and then it was just an empty space of nothing. Like, there was nothing there. And then there was just that small rack right there. That's the problem I have. We can't keep doing that.
Well, and the other piece that I didn't say and that I left out that I also have in my mind just playing devil's advocate is I guarantee you not as many women are working out as men or as hard.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know if people were like really working out in between. The thing is, we also have to remember. Also have to remember all the teams are in one place.
Right.
And they're probably not gonna leave and go home between weekends. They're just gonna stay in one place. So who's to say they wouldn't be working out and doing all that in between weeks just to stay fit? I think they would. See, we're talking about collegiate athletes, like.
Bro, I'm so done with
man.
The stupid shit that is just things that should be commonplace, just not happening. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that y'all don't have a facility with real equipment. I don't give a damn about no budget. Y'all can't.
They shouldn't even have gave him that fucking rack, bro.
Well, the men's facility is big enough. They could have split it.
Like you just said,
absolutely.
Enough to do whatever the hell they need to do to at least have that shit not look like that weak ass shit I just seen, bro. They got the budget for that, bro. That's ridiculous, fam.
Especially because they don't pay the athletes.
But what if they did this? What if they did this? Now what if they did?
Bringing no cap space. What the fuck?
Well, no. But let me throw some more numbers in there though. Because just like I said, there might be somebody you see that donates $1 million. The budget for the program to actually run for the year might be $100 million. So just because you sold tickets and you got people donating and all that good stuff and you made a revenue doesn't mean that there was a profit made.
Yeah,
right?
no, I understand.
Like you could bring in $150 million and spend 148 of it. Right? When y'all only brought in $2 million, yeah, that was the profit. So when you talk about paying athletes and all some of the other stuff that they should be awarded the equipment, $2 million don't get it done sometimes. However,
Man,
what if they ask?
Bring their way from home.
But what if they right? But what if they ask the women like, how many of y'all gonna work out? And they was like, well, we're not gonna have that many women working out. Maybe a few here and there. Like you was just saying, some of these guys might have traveled during the in betweens. They might have went home, came back. Maybe they worked out. Maybe the guys teams like, nah, we need a facility where we're gonna be working out, and they got 50 teams that said we gonna do that. Or the women's was like, nah. So the girl from Oregon don't know all the backroom meetings. However, what it looked like from outside was the perception, and perception's reality typically.
Maybe, but here's my other problem.
Because the almighty dollar green, ain't no color on that or gender. I find
it very hard to believe that none of the girls said they would work out. We're talking about.
What I'm saying is if you got a group of 100 people and five of them, man,
that had to be like 3 people that said they would work out. If at least 3 people from one team said they would work out, that's still not enough.
That's one with
bro. That was one rack, and I'm not even. And I don't mean this in any. I don't mean this in any type of way, but I mean, let's be honest here. The women, some of those look real heavy. Like it doesn't really even look like a women's dumbbell. They can only use half of them.
You said a women's dumbbell, 10 pounds is 10 pounds.
Yeah, you know what I mean though. Like some of them ain't use. I mean, there's a lot of people that aren't.
Dumbbells that say 10, but it's really like 2 pounds.
But I'm just saying, like.
That's a woman's dumbbell.
I don't see.
Yeah.
It's just not. It ain't even enough, man. Like it's just that is not enough.
Yeah, they
not even for one person, man. That's like what I'd have in my personal garage for me.
Hey, even for the tournament, they could have just made it look good at least.
Yeah, like these kids have phones. Is what we were talking about. She put this shit on TikTok,
right,
and then posted it to Twitter. That's why this shit it started stirring up a problem. Like,
bro,
and then everybody seen that. Male athletes, everybody.
She better be swole.
Tell me what they gonna do on that table outside of stretches, fam. Outside, you need 2 people to even use that damn table,
get a
fam.
massage.
Because guess what? As soon as she posted that, what started happening? Then we seen the merchandise that the girls were getting. Then we seen the food that the girls were getting. What's gonna be next?
Like Fest, dog.
One thing I also know is a lot of universities, basketball especially, make the most money during March, and it's TV contract stuff.
Contracts.
So a lot of these places, man, you know, when you talk about the merch and stuff like that, it's because ABC, ESPN, these girls tournaments be on like Peacock and the CW and shit, man. Anybody watching that, man?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Because there's people taking off work, man. B-Dub's got a whole, buy one, get one wing. And, like, you can go, like, the men's tournament is a big deal. Just like opening day rings.
College is cold, though, bro. I
like it. I love it.
Every time I see UConn up there, bro, it just looks crazy to me. Like, the Huskies is cold. They's a bad motherfucker.
They not bringing in that cheese, though. That's the problem, man.
Man, bro, somebody need to fix the budget, bro. I don't give a fuck. You can allocate enough for that not to be.
I ain't even gonna say the budget, but anytime it's a tournament or something like that, it should be a big deal regardless. So again, I don't care. Like you said, I don't care what the budget was. They should have made it look like, look, this the boys thing, this the girls thing. It looked good, even if nobody used them weights, but it should have looked very good.
Man, they should have put an NDA or some shit, cause nigga, if y'all was gonna do that. Y'all should have said no phones, my nigga.
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy that is the real life picture. I thought you was just sending me some shit you just put in your garage. I'm like, oh,
nah,
bro,
man, that's why I wish I could have played the video today. But it's very embarrassing, man. It was bad, man. I wish I could show you, like, because it just kept evolving more and more, and I'm like, wow.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, damn, they really went this far, like doing this shit. Like, embarrassing, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, we like all the shit that's going on right now.
Right.
Y'all gonna give
you
them
just
these?
like. I'm telling you, I'm like, oh, maybe they ain't done setting up over here. Nah, they done, bro. They sat a rack down and said, that's it.
Each one of them barbells got its own designer COVID on it, boy. That shit came from the motherfucking. I don't know where the hell y'all got that from, bro. I guarantee you there was dust on
I don't
that
even
bitch,
know
though.
why I just don't build a bigger one, all weight room, and just say boys and girls can use this.
Right.
They would have been better off doing that.
Get a split.
Bro,
You
they
know,
took a
I understand with COVID,
schedule
but
times or
like,
something.
hey, like, you got to figure something out, man.
Bro, that
It's
shit
gotta
was in
be
the
figured
broom
out.
closet, my nigga. Everything in that picture is in somebody's broom closet.
Oh, bro,
That's
I'm
the
telling you,
gender
they had a
person,
couple
like,
fold chairs,
Zen
and that was it.
place.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jesus
All right,
Christ.
man. Let's get into this next topic. I'm not gonna spoil a whole lot because I don't know who's seen it, but Falcon and Winter Soldier just dropped on Thursday or Friday? Yesterday, excuse me.
Yep.
Have you seen it, Robbie?
I watched it, man. I kind of was like tapping in and tapping out like with it because I ain't start watching until like 2 a.m. last night. It was good though. I'm looking forward to it, man. I think they closed the door on a lot of rumors in that first episode. It's definitely gearing up to be some shit worth the watch. I just love the Winter Soldier, man. I ain't gonna hold you. It's gonna sound fucked up, but I'm not a big Falcon guy. Anthony Mackie just he don't really do it for me.
Yeah,
But
see, I like Anthony Mackie, man. I was
no,
talking
he
with
does
Marcus
good
a
role.
little
It's
bit
just
earlier about it.
Historically, with Pop Doc, man, it's like, bro, you do too much,
It's
man.
real
You all
ass
over the
Terrence.
place.
Yeah.
Man, let him live.
And then that
man.
episode of Black Mirror, that video game shit,
Oh, bruh.
that was funny as hell.
Man, you ain't seen it, have you, Drew?
Nah, I
No,
ain't
don't even
watched
don't
it.
even
Oh,
don't
God,
even
bruh.
ruin his life. But yeah, he did some
Yeah, don't
weirdo
do
stuff on the Black Mirror tip, man.
Yeah,
They kind of
technically, he didn't even do no weird shit. Technically.
nah, I don't want to hear it. Nigga. Yeah, it was crazy. But they smutted his name with that episode. But everything else live,
Okay.
you got to check it out. He on some eyeballs.
I'll see what's going on.
But no, I haven't seen it.
The episode was good. The
Yeah,
concept was
I mean, it was
interesting.
straight. They got straight into the action. Sap like I'm
Nice.
like, okay, this is gonna be something even casual fans enjoy. You know
There
what I
we
mean?
go.
So
You didn't even look at this as a Marvel property. To be
yeah,
honest with you.
and they gave him like I like how the culture that they kind of threw in there a little bit
Nice.
with Anthony Mackie and kind of
Nice.
his family and all that. I'm like, okay, this is really gonna work.
That's
This is
sweet.
probably gonna make this even more popular because of that. So
Disney's on one, man. I heard somebody say just this couple days ago, this past weekend, or over this week, about The Mandalorian. They were like, I'm not a Star Wars fan. I've never watched any Star Wars movie. However, I love the series.
mhm.
It's a great show.
And I'm like,
Yeah, I was telling you, man.
it's because you can pick up on the story. It's modern enough. However, so for the Star Wars fan, there's pieces in there where you're like, man, that references this
Yeah,
or
yeah.
that. But for the common person who doesn't see it, it's just like, man, this is kind of something I can follow. It makes sense, whatever.
Right. You still
But
understand.
man.
Yeah.
same with WandaVision.
Mhm.
I knew people
Yeah.
watching WandaVision who would have never watched a Marvel movie or Avengers or anything, right? So a lot of this stuff, man, I think is just, man, I gotta applaud them, bro.
Yeah, social media too, man. Like, and now because
It's a
we're in a
way-
pandemic, like
We can
people
share
are
so
still
much,
at
too.
home, and people are wanting things to watch. And if people see enough people talking about WandaVision, they're gonna go watch it.
Oh yeah, we
Easily.
gotta watch the Winter Soldier.
'Cause I
and,
even-
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I even had I seen a few people talking about WandaVision, and I knew because they watched it because other people said it was good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people said it was good. They couldn't get through the first 2 episodes. And it's because they were going off of recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
And someone said,
Yeah.
just keep watching it. And then their whole mind changed about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't understand what was going on necessarily or what it was all about. So
Right.
And the
I
show's
get
set
that.
up to be like that.
Yeah, I
Like,
get
it's,
that.
Yeah, it's set up
I get
like
that.
that.
But I think Falcon and Winter Soldier, even more people of that nature will watch it.
Yep.
Just because, like I said, off the rip, like it's action.
Yeah.
You don't even have to really know anything about Marvel to know
Yep.
what's it looks
Yeah,
cool.
for
It's,
sure.
it's action.
I mean,
it's fighting.
you gotta
simple plot. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like you said, they
gotta
throw
do
in
it
the
this
extra
way,
shit.
man. You got to do it this way with these IPs that have so much just background and story. Like
Yeah, there's
you're
a lot
gonna
of
scare
shit
a lot of
going
people
on.
away, man. Like you're gonna scare a lot of people away, especially with some of the fan bases that Marvel, Dragon Ball Z stuff like that, DC. Some of the fan bases they will turn you the hell out, but when it comes to making this something that's digestible for just a casual TV watcher, Marvel is doing a great job. And if you look back at all the movies and everything, they've done a really good job with the MCU and just making it more relatable.
Marketing too, boy. I'm telling you, another prime reason. Think about Endgame. What was the one before Endgame?
Infinity War.
Infinity War. Both of those. They ran it all the way up, brother. Yeah. And didn't matter if everybody has seen all the Marvel films before. I seen people that never really watched any of this shit. They watching it now. And another movie was Black Panther because they all kind of hit in a row. So that brought in some of your crowd from Black Panther that really never was in the, comics or comic movies. Now you got them in there. And now they're staying there because they know that this character is going to be in this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
everybody want a Wolverine, bro. Everybody want to have that character.
And everybody want to be able to tell everybody that they seen something because everybody else seen it. Right. What was going on during these movies? Oh, I just saw Endgame. That was crazy. Or they take a picture of their going into the movies. Right. It's a social media thing. Anything that looks popular on social media, everybody gonna start doing it because they want to feel like people are watching them say that they're doing something, if that makes any sense, man.
And I hate people, bro, because I keep on getting into these like groups where it's like people who are talking about films and just comparing them. It's like, yeah, I love Korean films now, like Korean films and just media. I love that shit. But people compare American shit and say all we do is make superhero movies and shit. Okay, nigga. And, like, you got to understand that a lot of this stuff is stuff that's been waited on by people. Like, people have been wanting movies about these superheroes, shows about these superheroes, a deeper, live action look into a lot of this stuff. Like, America, man, we love the superhero shit because that's our bag. That's our bag. You know what I'm saying? You could even look at, like, Transformers and Ninja Turtles as superheroes as well. Yeah. If you find something good, man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, bro. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I think
superheroes work for us.
I think America makes more than just superheroes.
I know for sure, but I'm saying like that's definitely our breadwinner though.
But you gotta remember, this just got popular with superhero films, maybe action films, but superhero films. Once Iron Man and Batman, that was in the last 10 years of film. I mean, there's so many years of film that we're talking about.
Bro, that shit kicked off after the Batman Begins and Iron Man. Once that shit started, bro, the highest grossing films have all been superhero films. I mean, we have.
Well, is Star Wars considered superhero films? I don't think so.
I would consider it superheroes in the same sense that I would consider Transformers superheroes.
Fantasy sci-fi, because that's what I'm saying. Maybe fantasy sci-fi, but that's a whole genre though.
IPs with a large like selection to pick from as far as just media shit. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things. Because there are worlds that really need to be expanded on. And there's so many stories that still need to be told.
You can still sell a lot with that too. It's not just a movie with those. It comes with merchandise. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole lot of shit that comes with it. Video games, books, comics, all that. So maybe in that sense.
Breadwinner, man.
But the thing is, over in Korea and all these other places, it's big there too. If y'all look at like the grossing, like sometimes in China and all that, they sell more tickets in the first week there than they do here for like Marvel.
Well,
Star Wars included.
They just re-released Avatar and another Disney movie in China, and Avatar damn near broke the first Avatar record, which was crazy.
I believe it. I believe it.
Like on the re-release.
Yeah.
Like people already seen this shit.
Yeah.
And like I knew everybody was blue, and damn near broke the records again. So I mean,
this shit's so good.
It's big everywhere. But I think you was onto something there when you talk about the merchandise that comes with some of these movies, right? Like, Fast and Furious and Transformers and Marvel stuff, and all of that stuff. I mean, you can just sell merchandise with it. Some of these other big movies, like, oh, it's a good story, but ain't nothing but tears coming with that.
It's just a movie.
It's just a simple. I ain't gonna lie. Like you don't see as many comedy, like big name comedies dropping as much as you used to.
Yeah, and I don't think comedy's as pop. It's never Like, when they rate comedy films, it doesn't it only gets up to a certain score now.
I think comedy as a genre has found a way to spread
which is fucked up.
in different ways, right?
Movies.
So there's more people doing like live shows. There's more people doing sketches and skits on Instagram and stuff. Podcasts.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot more ways for comedy to get out now. So yeah, I think the movies have kind of died down, and I think a lot of people have taken a turn towards like documentary films based on true story stuff, and then obviously the classics, the action stuff. So the love stories and shit. True. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, very interesting. So what y'all got going on this weekend, man? Y'all are y'all watching anything else? Is there anything else on?
Man, wifey and I are actually watching this crazy show called Behind Her Eyes on Netflix.
Yeah,
watch it. It is nuts.
I've been watching it with my girl. First couple of episodes. I
think there's 7 episodes, 7 or 8.
It's the one with the girl that's the mistress, right? The black chick.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
So when I go home,
ain't it like a British show or something?
Yeah. They're in England or something. Yeah, something like that. But it is in English, so I mean it's not dubbed or nothing. So it's good to follow. But no, we're watching that, man, and man, it's only like 7 episodes, but it picked up real quick, and I think we'll be done with it here in like 2 episodes. So that's sweet. Okay. Other than that, man, just hoop. Actually getting ready to go home and do some things with the kids and try to spend some time out in the sun.
I hear you on that. Yeah, I'm in the same type of boat as far as watching stuff. What is that? I think I told y'all about The Sinner last week. It's got multiple seasons, but the stories are pretty good, man.
That's on Netflix, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna probably check that out.
I'm definitely enjoying that, and my wife will be off tomorrow, so I think we'll start the last season. There's like 8 episodes a season. They're really good stories, man. Well written.
Are they like the same story each season, or is it something different each season?
It's a different story each season. The only thing that connects them is one of the detectives. It's a different story though, but it's the same detective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that. I like the variation of the seasons.
Man,
yeah, I'm telling you, man. And I think it was Jessica Biel played in the first season, man. I think she did a fucking incredible job, man. Like I don't know how people do it, man, but yeah, I like that. And March Madness is going on. I guess I'll watch it. Just watch Ohio State lose to Oral Roberts. Embarrassing.
Never want to hear that.
No,
never want to hear anything bad about Ohio State.
Yeah, well, they embarrassed themselves the other night, man. When you talk about embarrassing, so that and watching NFL free agency on Twitter.
Yep.
Seeing if we could get another guard and Kenny Galladay. I'd like to pick him up, man. So if he's watching this, please come to Cincinnati. We need all the help we can get.
Shit.
Yes, sir. So,
man,
what you got going on?
I ain't really watched nothing. I started to try to watch the Zack Snyder cut.
And it's 3 hours long, bro.
4 hours,
4 hours
long, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
4 hours long. So I made it through the first 3 hours.
Damn,
like I ain't gonna hold
gave
you.
Up
that
at
was
the
crazy.
end.
That was a hard ass thing. I ain't gonna lie. For a movie, I don't think I've ever seen this much CGI production budget. Bro. I mean, it's literally if you have epilepsy, dog.
So you got
a Clash Jackson lawsuit that you about to have to jump on the train of, my nigga, because you are definitely about to be feeling it, especially in that last fight sequence. My God, nigga, like flashing lights, the shit going on. Barry Allen is like stuck in a fucking run. He's like in a circle for what seems like forever. It's nothing but flashing lights and this nigga moving in slow motion. So yeah, please beware if you have that type of problem. But it was a really good movie. Far as today, about to go to this Area 15, this like interactive art installment museum place down here in Vegas, bro. It's like mad trippy shit, super dope. Finna get high, finna go do that shit. And yeah, that's my day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well shit, brother. I ain't gonna hold you. I'll let you get to it.
Yeah, man.
Be safe.
Oh, yeah, gotta show the merch.
Oh
is
yeah,
real,
yeah,
baby.
he got the
Yes,
merch.
sir.
drop.
We out here.
We'll
Yes,
have more
sir.
info
Yeah.
on the merch probably by the end of this week.
Check
man.
it out, West. We all the way in Vegas.
Oh yeah, you already
Yeah,
know.
man.
But
I'ma
with,
get some, let me know what's up, bro. I'll get some shirts printed up out here, man, too. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't gotta shoot that shit cross country every damn time.
for
you
sure.
feel me?
Oh yeah, you know we got you. But I think with
All
that
right,
being
then,
said, man, I'm gonna let y'all get out of here. This was episode 44 of the Unanimous Table Talk Podcast. It's your boy Ant Walk.
Marcus, man.
It's your boy Tokin, man. We out of here.
Yes, sir.
Deuces.
Let the work speak, that's play. Fist the goal.